When we stand in a room full of people who are all sharing the same moment, we feel a special kind of energy that is hard to describe in words. It is like a quiet hum that travels through the air, connecting every person from the front row to the very back. This energy does not come from the lights or the music, but from the invisible threads of ideas moving between us. When a group of strangers gathers to listen to a story, they stop being separate individuals and start to breathe and react as one single body. This shared experience is what makes a community feel alive, and it is a powerful reminder that we are built for connection. We often spend our days looking at screens or walking through busy streets without really seeing the people around us. But then something happens that pulls us all into the same focus. It might be a sudden burst of laughter or a moment of deep silence during a moving speech. In those seconds, the barriers we build around ourselves begin to melt away. We realize that the person sitting next to us is feeling the exact same thing we are. This is the magic of being woven together in a physical space. It is a feeling of belonging that we often miss in our modern digital lives. We think we are connected because we have fast internet and many followers, but real connection is much deeper than that. It is about the shared vibration of a room and the way an idea can spark a physical reaction in hundreds of people at once. On the surface, we often think that a great event is defined by the quality of the speakers or the beauty of the stage. We focus on the external things that we can see and touch. We look at the decorations and the schedule and the technology being used. We believe that if we just get the logistics right, the event will be a success. This is a very common way of looking at things because it is easy to measure. We can count the number of people in the seats or the number of claps after a talk. However, this surface view misses the most important part of what is actually happening. The real value of a gathering is not in the presentation itself, but in the energy that flows back and forth between the people. When an audience cheers in the middle of a sentence, it is not just being polite. It is a sign that the idea has landed in their hearts and they are sending that energy back to the person on stage. This creates a loop that grows stronger with every passing minute. It turns a one-way speech into a two-way conversation. We must look past the surface of the event to understand the deeper spirit of unity that makes a moment unforgettable. This energy is a living thing that needs everyone to participate to keep it alive. There is a hidden assumption that ideas are just pieces of information that we store in our brains. We often treat learning like a delivery service where one person gives a package of data to another person. We assume that if the information is clear and the delivery is good, then the job is done. But this assumption forgets that humans are emotional creatures. We do not just think with our logic, we feel with our whole being. An idea is not just a collection of facts, it is a bridge. When a speaker shares a deep truth, they are not just giving information, they are inviting the listener to see the world differently. They are sharing a piece of their own soul. The audience is not a passive bucket waiting to be filled. They are active partners in the creation of the moment. Without their energy and their attention, the words on stage would just be empty sounds. The assumption that we are separate from the ideas we hear is what keeps us feeling disconnected. When we realize that we are part of the idea itself, everything changes. We start to see that every person in the room is adding their own color to the fabric of the experience. This hidden layer of emotional participation is what truly weaves us together. If we look closely at how these moments of connection are built, we can see a clear structural pattern. It starts with a single point of focus that draws everyone in. This could be a story or a question that makes everyone lean forward. Once the attention is captured, the pattern moves into a stage of shared rhythm. This is when the clapping and the cheering begin to happen at the same time. People start to nod their heads in unison. This rhythm creates a sense of safety and trust. When we move in sync with others, our brains release chemicals that make us feel happy and calm. The pattern then builds to a peak where the energy in the room feels electric and intense. At this point, the individual speakers and the individual listeners are no longer separate. They are part of a larger system of energy. This structure is not random. It is a natural way that humans build bonds. We see it in ancient traditions and we see it in modern gatherings. It is a cycle of tension and release that allows a group to reach a higher state of understanding together. By recognizing this pattern, we can learn how to create more meaningful connections in every part of our lives. We do not need a big stage to experience this. We just need to understand how to synchronize our energy with the people around us. To really understand this, we can reframe our entire perspective on how we communicate. Instead of seeing a talk as a performance, we can see it as a shared ritual. In a performance, there is a clear line between the performer and the observer. One person is active and the others are passive. But in a ritual, everyone has a role to play. The person speaking is the guide, but the people listening are the ones who give the journey its meaning. This reframing shifts the focus from individual success to collective experience. It reminds us that no idea exists in a vacuum. Every thought we have is shaped by the people we share it with. When we approach our interactions this way, we become more present and more curious. We stop worrying about how we are being judged and start focusing on how we are contributing to the energy of the group. This new perspective allows us to see beauty in the small details of human connection. It teaches us that the bar for a great idea is not just how smart it sounds, but how well it brings people together. A truly great idea acts like a magnet, pulling different voices and different backgrounds into a single harmonious chord. This is the true meaning of being woven together. We can apply this insight to our daily lives in very simple ways. Think about your next meeting at work or a dinner with your family. Instead of just waiting for your turn to speak, try to feel the energy of the room. Notice the pauses and the subtle shifts in the mood. You can be the one who lights up the room just by being fully locked in and showing that you are listening with your whole heart. You can cheer for your friends mid-sentence or offer a sincere nod of agreement. These small actions help to create that electric energy even in a small setting. When we act as if every conversation is a chance to build a bridge, we start to see our relationships flourish. We can move away from the habit of just exchanging information and move toward the habit of creating shared moments. This might mean putting away your phone during a lunch break and really looking into the eyes of the person across from you. It might mean asking a question that invites them to share something deeper than just their plans for the weekend. We have the power to weave ourselves into the lives of others every single day. We just have to be willing to participate in the rhythm of the moment. We can take this even further by thinking about how we treat our own ideas. If we view our thoughts as things to be shared and woven into the world, they become more precious. We start to look for ways to connect our personal experiences with the universal experiences of others. This makes us better storytellers and better friends. We begin to understand that our energy is a gift that we can give to the world. When we are passionate and engaged, we give others permission to be passionate and engaged too. This creates a ripple effect that can change the entire atmosphere of a space. Just like a single spark can light up a dark room, a single person with high energy can lift the spirits of everyone around them. This is not about being loud or outgoing. It is about being authentic and present. It is about recognizing that we are all part of the same human story and that our voices are much stronger when they are heard together. As we walk through our lives, we have the opportunity to build these unforgettable connections over and over again. We can choose to be the thread that ties a group together. We can find the beauty in the way our lives overlap and blend with the lives of those we meet. This journey of discovery never truly ends because there is always a new idea to explore and a new person to meet. Every stop we make in life is a chance to find the best of the best in each other. When we keep this spirit of curiosity and connection alive, the world feels much bigger and much more welcoming. We realize that the energy we felt in that crowded room is always available to us if we know how to look for it. It is waiting in the quiet conversations and the loud celebrations. It is in the way we support each other and the way we dream together. We are all part of a grand design that is constantly being woven and rewoven with every word we speak. How can you change the way you listen today so that the person talking feels like they are being woven into your world?